Hello, we are here in the Amplify simulator, and we're just going to take a look at the assignment from the last lesson. So your job was to come down at the bottom, and the first thing you were supposed to do is turn off all the molecules except for starch and glucose, and then see what happens with them after you feed our simulator a sandwich. So what we're going to do is feed some sandwiches to our simulator. We notice they come in through this green system here. And then I see immediately they're broken down into starches. So the sandwich is broken down into starches. And then down here, it looks like those starches are further broken down into glucose. I'm going to watch for a minute. Oh, okay, and then I see the glucose is heading this way into this red system, and we'll take a look at what systems those are in a moment. And eventually into this here, which I know from before is a model of our cells. So let's take a look. This green system represents our digestive system. So our sandwich comes in through the mouth. In the stomach, it's broken down into starches. In the small intestine, those starches are further broken down to glucose. And then they keep exiting here into this red system, which is our circulatory system. So our heart and our blood is carrying the glucose. Eventually, that glucose is ending up in all the cells of our body. So this is what you should have written down for your first observation there. So the glucose comes in, it starts out as a starch, gets broken down into glucose, and eventually, after going through the digestive system, circulatory system, enters all the cells of our body, and we know we need that for energy. All right, back to the main screen here. The next thing you were supposed to do was only turn on amino acids and protein, and then we're going to feed a sandwich again. So here we go. And this time we know what all the systems are. So our sandwich is broken down into proteins here in the stomach. And then, oh, look at that. Stomach and small intestine are breaking down those proteins into amino acids. And notice that only the amino acids are entering the bloodstream, not the whole proteins. And then they, again, are entering into all the cells in our body. Okay, just those amino acids. All right, the last thing you are supposed to do was turn off all the molecules except for oxygen. I'll feed him a sandwich. But we're only looking at oxygen, and I'm noticing something different with the oxygen. Nothing's going on in our digestive system over here, but lots happening in this blue system. Click that. That's our respiratory system. So our respiratory system, our mouth and nose takes in those oxygen molecules. They travel to our lungs and then head into our bloodstream in our circulatory system and end up in all the cells of our body here. And we know from our reading that our cells need oxygen for energy. So that's what's happening in the mitochondria.